Ever stumble across a survival story so unreal you wonder if it actually happened? I'm talking about those people who face the unimaginable, surviving freak accidents, wild animal attacks, and disasters that sound like urban legends. Today, we will be talking about some of the craziest ones I found. Let's start with Phineas Gage. I heard this one was pretty bad. Let's watch it together.
The strange case of Phineas Gage demonstrated that personality traits can be altered by injury. During a blast carried out by the railroad worker in 1848, an iron bar shot through his skull. During the accident, Gage remained conscious and he survived. However, striking personality changes occurred. The level-headed, friendly, and even-tempered Gage became a childish, impulsive, and unreliable person. This clinical picture is known today as frontal brain syndrome. He died of an epileptic seizure in 1860.
I am still shocked. He survived, and apparently he was actually walking and talking within minutes. I assume the iron rod messed up a part of his brain, so that's why his entire personality changed. He also had friends who said he was no longer Gage and his manners and temperament were replaced by aggression and impatience. There was also scientists who found he'd lost key chunks of brain, which probably proves that it had affected his brain. Next up is Natalya Pastnack in Siberia, 2015. This one was pretty bad and I felt bad for the woman.
Natalya Pastnack. One spring afternoon in May 2015, after finishing her work at the post office, 55-year-old Natalya Pastnack, her dog, and her 80-year-old friend Valentina Gorodetskaya all went to the nearby forest to collect birch sap when the unimaginable happened. While walking through the Siberian forest in the far east of Russia, they inadvertently crossed paths with a giant brown bear. The beast initially attacked the dog, but quickly set its sights on Natalya, mother of 3. After attempting to rescue her friend by hitting the wild animal with a stick, Valentina ran away to seek help, but not before the beast scratched her back, leaving Natalya to face death. During the hour-long ordeal, the wild animal clawed her shoulders, legs, arms, and head, even scalping her. Thinking her mauled prey was already dead, the bear dragged its victim some distance and then covered most of her body with earth and debris to eat her later. Eventually, wildlife inspectors arrived at the scene and found the bear protecting its kill. They shot him 5 times. Soon thereafter, they realized the partly covered Natalya was still breathing but seriously injured. She was rushed to the hospital, where they managed to stabilize her after spending 5 hours on the operating table.
Thankfully, she survived the incident, but it's still frightening to realize how unpredictable wild animals can be. Sometimes they can attack without any warning, turning an ordinary moment into something dangerous. In this particular case, the animal targeted the dog, which serves as a powerful reminder: if you have pets, always be cautious and never allow them to get too close to larger wild animals. Even in a calm environment, it can change in an instant, so it's important y'all stay alert and prioritize safety for both yourself and your pets. The last one is Julian Kepka. This one made me scared of ever getting on an airplane ever again.
Plane crash survivor Julian Kepka fell 10,000 feet into the Amazon rainforest when her flight was struck by lightning in 1971. Strapped to her seat, she miraculously survived the fall and spent 11 days alone navigating the jungle before being rescued.
Apparently, while also surviving the crash, she faced 10 days of disorientation, starvation, and her infected wounds before stumbling upon help. It's crazy that even with her injuries and the Amazon's many dangers, she managed to pull maggots from her wounds with gasoline and make it back to civilization. These are just some of the craziest stories I've seen. Hopefully I find more in the next one, and as usual, leave a comment if you guys have any video ideas. Bye.